Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Relationships, and it's by user HelpMeRedditTrip. My clique of friends, 23-24 female, planned a grad trip for months, and we are supposed to go in end of April or early May, but one friend is pregnant and wants to cancel and go another year. Hi Reddit, I need your help on how to navigate this situation with minimal hurt feelings. I have a clique of friends. There are 5 girls including me, Kayla, Ali, Erica, and Alexa. Over the 4 years in university, the clique has expanded to include our significant others, and now there are 10 of us. We are all in our last year of university, and we have been planning to tour Europe after graduation. It is meant to be a fun graduation trip for us. We have all been extremely excited about the trip. 8 out of 10 of us are studying law, and we have secured job positions in different companies. Our last semester ends in late April, and we officially graduate in mid-July. After official graduation, those of us taking law, 8 out of 10 of us, will have to hit the books again to take the bar examination and then immediately start training. There will be very little time to go on such a trip after we start working. All of us have been looking forward to this trip immensely. We started a group chat where we talk about possible places to visit and frequently edit our possible itinerary. Now, last December, Alexa found out she was pregnant. She is keeping the baby. This leads us to problem number 1. Her relationship with her significant other Adrian has ended very acrimoniously. Adrian says Alexa sabotaged his birth control and stopped taking her birth control to trap him with a baby, and Alexa vehemently denies it. It is basically a she said he said situation. This leaves the rest of us in a very awkward position. Alexa and Adrian have been dating for 1.5 years, and during that time he has become very close friends with the rest of us. Even though we have known Alexa for longer, I actually get along better with Adrian and enjoy his company more. Being friends with both of them is becoming very exhausting and challenging. On to problem number 2. Alexa would be close to 6 months pregnant when we leave for the trip, and we would be traveling for more than 2 months. The traveling would be very hard on her, understandably. Despite this, none of us are keen to cancel the trip, as we have been looking forward to this trip for ages and would not be able to go for another one soon if we cancel this trip. Also, Ali and Kayla come from lower income families and have taken on additional part-time work to save for this trip. They have saved penny by penny, and I do not think it's fair to them, who have juggled their studies and work to save for this trip, to cancel the trip. We have still been updating the group chat regularly, and on Saturday Alexa suddenly says, "Haha guys, my baby will be born in August, we should go on the trip next year," in the group chat. I think she expects us to cancel the trip. Nobody replied to the message except Erica, who just said lol. A few hours after that, Alexa says into the group chat, "By the way guys, the baby shower is planned for the 16th of June and I want everyone there." Winky face with a tongue? June 16th is right smack in the middle of the trip we are planning. It would be awful to skip her baby shower, but this trip was planned months in advance. She just made the situation so much more awkward. Is it okay to have baby showers nearing the due date or even after the baby has been born? When can the earliest baby shower be done? Problem number 3. I have spoken with the rest of the group privately, and all of them have expressed a desire to continue with the trip as it is, but no one really knows what to say to Alexa. Any suggestions? Also, Adrian has expressed interest in coming for the trip. Problem number 4. I don't know what exactly happened, but something has changed the group dynamics. Erica, Ali, and the other significant others are starting to really dislike Alexa, especially Erica, who can be very cold towards Alexa now when she wasn't before. She says Alexa is in the wrong and is siding with Adrian on this issue, although I do not know how she knows so confidently that Alexa is wrong. I am neutral on this issue and I'm not taking sides yet. Ugh, I feel like I'm such a sticky situation. Please help me Reddit. How can I tell Alexa we do not wish to cancel the trip even if it means having to skip the baby shower? Should we still include Adrian in the trip, who still really wants to go? OP, this definitely sounds like a sticky situation. However, I do believe that Alexa is being quite unreasonable and selfish to assume that everybody's going to cancel their trip just because she's pregnant. So in my opinion, you don't cancel the trip and you still go. I know this means that you guys will definitely skip Alexa's official baby shower, but maybe you guys can throw her a private baby shower to compensate. I would think that's a fair compromise. Now, on the topic of Adrian going on the trip as well, I don't see a logical problem as to why he wouldn't be able to go. I mean, from what I understand, he's always been part of the 10 people who were initially going to go to the trip, right? Now, regarding your group dynamics changing because of the tampering of birth control and baby trapping situation, I don't think I can properly comment on that because of lacking information and because it is a he said she said situation. But the changing dynamics would suggest to me that somebody knows actually what's going on here, or there's somebody controlling the narrative somehow. Anyways, what would you guys do if you were in OP's shoes? What do you think about this situation? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. Won't choose a username says, honestly, I would just say, Alexa, we can't go to the baby shower because we will all be traveling. After the baby is born, Alexa can't go traveling for 2 months without it. Your friend group will be working and can't take 2 months off work. You have this trip planned. You have the money saved. Go on the damn trip. Alexa will be upset, but she is being very unreasonable to expect all your planning and hard work to fall through. It's not your group's fault or problem she's pregnant. You have plenty of time to spend time with her before and after the trip and before and after the baby is born. Harmonish says, she's the one who automatically assumed like 9 people would cancel a trip they've been saving for months for one person, and then she plans her own baby shower in the middle of said trip. She's being selfish. Yes, it's her baby shower, but the world does not revolve around her as she seems to think so. The fact that she automatically assumed everyone would drop what they're doing and attend is beyond me. Not to mention the fact that she would put it at that date. It's not like you cannot have it one later. Tell her how it is. Look, Alexa, as much as we would love to be there for your baby shower, but we have been planning this trip for months and a lot of us literally cannot afford to make any changes to this because of work coming up as well as the months of planning and time everyone has taken off. I hope you understand that it just isn't realistic, and if you can perhaps move your baby shower to another date when we can attend, that might work better. If she brings up the thing about her and her ex, just say that you are neutral and you don't know anything for sure, so you refrain from making judgments. There is no proof on either side to warrant you treating either of them differently. Daeshina says, I'd say to be upfront. You guys had planned and booked this trip ages ago, including 2 of you saving every single spare scrap of money they had in order to go on this trip. I get the feeling that Alexa is the one who isn't studying law. Is she graduating this year and going into a job, or at least was planning on it before she got pregnant? If so, she might be short-sightedly seeing that as she will have loads of free time next year, then all the rest of the group will also have loads of free time. As for her significant other, I've no idea on how to handle that. He was introduced as Alexa's significant other, but some of you are now friends with him, so it's not like you can go, well, we're not close with Adrian without Alexa, so it'd feel weird him hanging around with us. Inviting him risks upsetting and angering Alexa though. Alexa will be upset, but honestly, she knows this trip has been planned for ages and she's going to append things, even unknowingly, without intentional malice. She might be uber excited about having a baby and wants everyone to be there to celebrate, but your vacation is something that you likely won't be able to plan and do again for a good number of years, and almost likely a cut down version. Very few places would let someone have a 2-month vacation, I'd imagine. As to when baby showers are thrown, it generally varies. I normally see them around the end of the 2nd trimester, beginning of the 3rd, so 22nd to 28 weeks. But some people may have them earlier, some later. June from August puts her probably around 28-32ish weeks, depending on exactly when in August she is due. And OP responds, wow, you are quite right on the mark. Alexa is not the one studying law. She studied liberal arts course and has not secured a job yet. She doesn't know what she wants to do yet, whereas the rest of us have already picked out a career path. We are thinking of throwing her an earlier baby shower right before the trip so that we can continue the trip guilt-free. We still want to invite Adrian and he still really wants to go, so I don't know. We would feel awful to uninvite him. Additional information from OP's comments. I was never so close to Alexa. We do not have classes in the same faculty, so we don't hang out much when in school as compared to the other girls where we literally do everything together. We also have very different political stances and I find that hard to reconcile. As I mentioned in the post, I actually get along better with Adrian, even though I have known Alexa for longer. I feel like maybe the friendship ending wouldn't be so bad because of that. That makes me a bit of a not so nice person, but it's how I feel. It hasn't really got to do with her pregnancy and fallout with Adrian. At least it's not for me. It doesn't seem fair to Adrian either if we uninvite him, especially when I don't know if he is in the wrong either. We already invited him long before this situation occurred. I am neutral on this issue, and it seems like the friendship is going to end either way, as most of the group are starting to dislike Alexa. We haven't quite decided on whether to hold the baby shower before or after. I want to hold it before, but the rest want to hold it after the trip, probably because they want to spend most of the savings on the trip and because planning a trip is quite stressful without adding a baby shower on top of that. I don't know what made my friends believe Alexa did it, but I think they heard something incriminating, as before they were not like that, and on the neutral side too. I also think they are more inclined to side with Adrian, as he was very emotional when he found out, and we actually had to talk him out of doing something stupid and rash. Maybe they are more swayed by the emotional turmoil they saw Adrian experience. I do not really know, and that is why I'm neutral on this issue. And I also think it is equally awful to uninvite Adrian. Lastly, the friendship hasn't faded yet, so I wouldn't go there prematurely, and regarding the trip, I do not believe going with Adrian will affect anyone much. Alright, well, the community addressed most of OP's issues, so now let's move on with the update to see how this story ends. Hi Reddit, I'm back again with an update. I have gotten a few PMs asking for an update. I even got one less than 24 hours after I posted the original. I decided if things went well, I wasn't going to update. As you can already guess, things did not go well. But firstly, I wanted to say thank you to everyone who replied. I didn't manage to reply to everyone, but I did read everyone's comments. The day after I posted on Reddit, I discussed with the rest of the group to ensure everyone was on the same page, and it was decided that I would speak to Alexa on behalf of everyone. This is what I texted her. Alexa, we got your message about the baby shower. We would still like to go for the graduation trip after so much planning and saving for it. Going next year or even in the next few years is not feasible for us due to work. Unfortunately, we will not be able to attend your planned baby shower as a result. We would still like to celebrate your baby shower after we return from the trip and throw another separate baby shower. How does that sound to you? Smiley face. I sent her this privately. She replied, okay. So that's it, right? Crisis averted, all is well. We then created another group chat to discuss her baby shower, things like venue, food, presents, and other logistics. Here's where things start to go wrong. 2 days after we created the group chat for her baby shower, Alexa removed herself from the group chat. Ali was the one who noticed it and pointed it out to everyone. At this point, we are all becoming increasingly annoyed with this kind of passive-aggressive behavior from Alexa. I texted Alexa privately again and just cut straight to the chase. I asked Alexa, why did you leave the group chat for the baby shower? Are you not keen on doing a separate baby shower? And she replied, why are you still going on the trip? Angry sad face? We planned it together. It was very unfair to go without me. I explained again that the trip was planned months in advance and everyone else still wants to go. And she came back with, it's not fair to me to leave me behind. If everyone doesn't go, it's fair to everyone. So then I asked her what about Ali and Kayla, who have been saving for this trip, and if she was going to give them back the time they spent saving for the trip. To this, she responded with, people who cannot afford months' rent or food don't deserve vacations. I didn't really know what else to say except for repeating my previous point that everything has already been planned for the trip and that even though she would be missed during the trip, we are still looking forward to it. I also told her to let us know if she would still like the separate baby shower, and her reply was, F you effing anorexic bitch. I did not reply anything else after that exchange. I am a bit hurt honestly, as I've always been on the thin side and have had multiple strangers come up to me to ask me if I'm anorexic, and it makes me feel self-conscious. All my friends know this. If you recall from the original post, I mentioned that Ali and Kayla come from lower income families. Only 3 of my friends come from wealthy families. The rest of us are from middle income families. Kayla's family is extremely poor. She lives with her parents in a rented 2-room apartment that is very small. Last year, her mother fell ill and had to stop working and they struggled to pay rent. I have helped her out twice to help her family cover rent. She has paid me back since then. She never eats out and brings her own food from home. She and Ali are studying on a scholarship and have been working every weekend and some evenings while studying full-time to save for this trip for the past year. If this semester goes well, Kayla has a very high chance of being the valedictorian. I also did mention in a comment that one of the reasons I am not close to Alexa is that we have different political opinions that are very hard to reconcile. This is only one of them. She has some very snobbish ideas about poor people, homeless people, and people who require monetary assistance. I have noticed this in her frequently, though it has been very low-key. Anyway, I showed the rest of the group how the messages went and asked them not to show Kayla or Ali, but obviously their significant others were upset and told them, and eventually they found out anyway. Ali and Kayla were very upset and angry about what Alexa said. I wanted to minimize hurting people's feelings, but it seems like I have done the opposite. We have not spoken to Alexa since that day, and she hasn't texted us either. If she still wants to plan another shower, we would do it, but honestly, I hope she doesn't. In any case, I really doubt the friendship can be mended now. I've also come to realize she is toxic and doesn't deserve a second chance, especially when she went out to hurt me and the other girls deeply. And for those wondering, I am underweight at 95 pounds and 5'4", which is 43 kilos at 1 meter 62 centimeters. So I can understand people being concerned, but to have random strangers coming up to you to comment on your body is really humiliating. I have strangers who buy me food and insist on giving it to me. This is in addition to the daily anorexia comments. I just feel like it's nobody's business to comment on my body except my significant other and my doctor. My weight problem is due to a chronic illness and not anorexia, but not everyone needs to know that. Still, we will discuss it as a group if she decides on the shower or not. The bridges have been burned pretty thoroughly though. As for Adrian, we have decided not to uninvite him. The reason is that he was already invited long before this situation occurred and it would be rude to uninvite him. I know there were many people saying he should not go and it would be irresponsible for him to go, but I think that is something Adrian will decide for himself. At this point, it seems like Adrian intends to only be involved in the child's life financially. I do not necessarily agree with his choice, but again, that is his choice to make. I asked him whether he still wanted to come for the trip and he said he definitely wants to. I told him if he wished to drop out due to the baby at any point, it would be perfectly fine. He said that probably won't happen. Anyway, that's the whole update. I'm still very excited about this trip despite all the drama that has happened. Thank you to everyone for their advice. Well OP, even though Alexa took herself out of the friendship with her mean comments and attitude, you all still get to have a lot of fun on your trip. Guilt-free. Thank you so much for sharing and take care OP. And it's that time that we've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed today's stories. I really did enjoy reading them to you. So if you did, then don't be shy and go ahead and give the video a like. And don't forget to subscribe or even share this video with people that you might think will enjoy my storytelling. Also, if you have the time, go down to the video description and check out all the links I have for you, from our Discord community to my channel merch. And finally, I'd like to say thank you for watching. It really means a lot to me that you enjoy my videos. And having said all that, I'll see you guys in the next video.